Hey y'all, welcome back to Nini's Texas Kitchen. I had to have surgery on my wrist about a week ago, so I have an assistant here that's going to help me with my video today. My wonderful husband, Papa is what the grandkids call him. So today we're going to make cappuccino cake, and so we have everything ready and we're going to show you how to do it. He's going to help me by mixing and pouring and all that stuff that I can't do right now. So we have our oven preheating to 350 degrees, and the ingredients that you're going to need to make the actual cake part of the cappuccino cake is we need 10 tablespoons of softened butter. So I have that. We need 1.5 cups of sugar. We need 3 eggs. We need 2 tablespoons of instant coffee, and then in a minute we'll combine that with 1.5 tablespoons of vanilla. And then we have 1 cup of soured milk, which you sour it by putting 1 tablespoon of lemon juice or vinegar in the bottom and then adding the milk to 1 cup and combining it, and it will sour it. Or you can use 1 cup of buttermilk. I just don't keep buttermilk on hand, so when I have a recipe for buttermilk, I use this. And then for the dry ingredients, we have 2 1/4 cups of sifted cake flour. So make sure you sift it so your cake will be nice and fluffy. And then we have 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda in this part. And so we're going to mix all that together and bake our cakes. So for now, what he needs to do is start beating his butter until it gets creamy. It won't take very long. All right, that looks good. Now add in your 1.5 cups of sugar. And then you want to beat that until it's nice and light and fluffy. And then once you get it to that nice and fluffy stage, then you can add in your eggs. So 3 large eggs at room temperature. You want to make sure you get all this stuff on the sides, which is what he's doing now. And we have a scraper to use in a minute to make sure all of our stuff stays combined in really well. Awesome. So now we need to, I'm going to go ahead and mix my vanilla with my instant coffee. And so I can start combining that to dissolve. So like I said, 2 tablespoons of instant coffee to 1.5 tablespoons of vanilla. And pure vanilla extract is the best to use than the imitation. I just have a spoon and I'm just going to mix that up like so. And once that dissolves really well, it's pretty much dissolved. Now I'm going to give it to him and he can add that in. All right, now beat that in. He's doing an excellent job. my AV technician. Now he's going to scrape the sides to make sure everything gets down in there and is incorporated into the actual cake batter. All right. So now all we have to do is add in, we want to combine our flour and our other dry ingredients, our baking powder, soda, and salt. So I'm just going to pour that in there and make sure we get it all in there. And then he'll add about 1/3 of that flour mixture in. And then he'll alternate that with adding a little bit of the milk too. So I'll pour that in for you. And you just do that until it's all mixed in and combined. And it literally makes like a latte cappuccino colored cake mixture, which indicates it's going to be really, really sweet coffee flavor when you get done. Now he's going to scrape the bowl. He's just making sure he keeps all of his flour and other dry ingredients incorporated into the mixture. Got a little mess here. He'll add the rest of his flour. There's just a tiny bit left. And then we'll add the rest of our milk. And at first he'll go low and slow to make sure he's getting all the flour mixed in there. So earlier we prepared 2 9-inch round pans, and we just put baking shortening all in there and wiped it out with a paper towel, and then put our parchment rounds in the bottom so that we can easily remove our cakes when they're ready. And then whenever we're done mixing them, we will put them in the oven and bake them for about 25 to 30 minutes, or until a toothpick or a skewer comes out clean, and then we know they're done. That looks good. It looks done. Excellent. So now he'll pour about half of the mixture into one cake pan and half into the other cake pan. So you just have to kind of eyeball it to make sure you're getting them even. So he'll put a little bit in this one, and then we'll combine into the other one. You can keep going back and forth till we get them completely even. Awesome. And these are going to be kind of thin cakes, so I'm probably going to check them at 20 minutes to make sure that they are getting done, because I don't want to over bake them because then they're dry. So that will be the next step. So now he kind of shakes them to make sure there aren't any air bubbles and to spread the batter out evenly into the cake pan. And now we will put them in the oven and we'll check them at 20, and then they'll probably be ready around 25 minutes because of the depth of them. All right. We will be back when our cakes come out and let you see what the next step is. All right, y'all, we're back. Our cakes are done, and so because they were kind of smaller cakes because we used 9-inch pans, I checked them at 20 minutes to see if they were ready, and they needed about 22. So just set your timer for 20 minutes, and if they're ready, take them out, and if not, you can give them another 2 or 3 minutes and then check them again. You just don't want to over bake them because you want them to stay nice and moist. So now we're going to make our frosting part that goes on the cake and in between layers. So for this, you're going to need 2 sticks of softened butter, 3.5 to 4 cups of powdered sugar, and 1 tablespoon of vanilla mixed with 1.5 tablespoons of instant coffee to dissolve it, and that's what this is. And then you'll spread it on your cake and decorate it, and then we'll make some ganache to go over the top just for extra decoration. So the first thing that we're going to do is take our butter and beat it until it's nice and soft and creamy and fluffy. And when it gets it nice and fluffy, then we'll add in our powdered sugar and beat it really slowly. So you might want to pick up your beaters so you can put it in there easier. Mm-hmm. Just pick them up like that. Out of your way. The butter won't come off. And this you can put it. Yeah, you can put it all in for this one. So it's different than the flour one. Now very slowly. And then just go around and it'll incorporate the sugar and the butter mixed in together. And then as he's doing that, I can go ahead and add the coffee and vanilla mixture to give him some moisture in his mix to create his frosting, like so. If it's too thick, you can always add just a teensy bit of milk, but wait until you see how it comes out before you decide whether you need to or not. So does it feel too thick? Do you think I need to add a little bit of milk for you? All right. So we're just going to put a tiny bit of milk into his mixture just to keep it moist enough to where he can spread the we can spread the frosting easily. So try that and see if that helped out a little bit. It's going to be thick though.
Yeah. And them cakes smell good.
Yeah. Did that help?
A little bit.
Yeah, there you go. And you want it to be kind of thick. And once you feel like you've got it all incorporated together good, then you're done. All right, looks done. He's a pro. He's been watching my videos. All right. It looks so good and creamy, like a coffee would look. So now all we got to do is ice our cakes. So we have the bottom one and the other one sitting here, and I let them cool for about 25 minutes on the stands here on the cake rack. And so they're cool enough that we can go ahead and frost them and assemble it. So I'm just going to take a little bit of frosting and put it in the middle. And I can do this part because I'm not lifting a lot or using a beater. So I just spread it over the center like so.
And that's gonna be good.
It's gonna be real good. We're big fans of coffee around here. We love our coffee. Cake's gonna be nice and moist. He did an excellent job. Y'all should give him a hand. Give him a big round of applause. All right. That looks good. So now he can take that cake and put it on top of this cake. Just grab it underneath and then just put it evenly over the top. Yay! Perfect. Then all we got to do is ice it and spread it around. Do you want to do it?
No, go ahead.
You sure? I'm more than happy to let you do it.
No, you're better at it. No.
I don't know that I'm that great at icing stuff, but we'll give it a shot here. So just evenly, you want it smooth so that your ganache drip will be on top and then drip down the sides. You could pipe it if you want to make it be even more fancy, but I'm not trying to be fancy. I'm just trying to make a cake for us to eat at home and to show y'all this awesome cake. So now I'll just take a little bit and put it on the sides and go all the way around the cake like so. And you can take some off the top and go back around if you get too much on the edge. And we'll just keep doing that until we get it all the way decorated. So when we get ready for our ganache, we'll come back and show you that part. All right, y'all. So finished decorating it with the frosting, and I had just a little bit of frosting left, so I just put it in a piping bag and I piped a few rosettes around the top edge and then right in the center. Then I just made a little bit of chocolate ganache, and to do that, all you need to do is take like a half a cup of heavy cream and heat it up on the stove or in the microwave till it's pretty hot but not boiling, and then add about 6 ounces of chocolate to it. And I use the baking chocolate wafers like that you buy in the decorating section. Chocolate chips, they are kind of waxy, so they don't work as well, but you could buy a chocolate bar like a Hershey's bar or something like that too and use that. And then once the cream is hot, take it off of the burner or the heat and then add your chocolate and just stir until it mixes completely and combines and forms the ganache, and then allow it to cool down. So I've been letting this cool down for about 45 minutes or so. And so once it got cooled enough, it was still a little bit thinner than I wanted, so I added like 1/4 of a cup of powdered sugar just to thicken it. But normally you don't do that with ganache, but I did it just to make it where I could work with it on this cake in a hurry and not wait for another hour or whatever. So my ganache is ready, as you can see, and I have already begun dripping it down the sides of my cake. And I just want little small drips that have little pools at the bottom. So I'm just taking a tiny bit on the edge of my wooden spoon, and I'm going in between my little rosettes like so, and just dolloping just a tiny bit and letting it run down the cake. And then it'll make a little drip. And if I don't think I have enough, then I'm just getting a little bit more and adding a little bit more. And you don't have to do this part at all. I just wanted to have a little bit extra decoration on the sides of my cake just to make it look prettier. And I'm no expert cake decorator, but I try to make it look as pretty as I can.
Looks good to me.
And then, well, thank you, dear. I'm glad. I'm just saying, a professional baker, I'm sure they could have like way prettier, but it looks pretty good for a home baker person like myself. Now I have a lot of extra ganache, and I could decorate across the top with it, but I'm just gonna save this for later because I can use it for something else and just warm it back up. So what we're gonna do now that it's completely done, as you can see all the way around, we have our little chocolate drips. So we're just gonna slice it and give it a try and see what we think. I'm gonna use this one. So here goes. Oh man, that slices through really good. He did a great job on mixing this cake up and making it fluffy, and it's all nice and tender and soft and moist. Now he's gonna try it for us. Take a try, dear. See what you think. He's a big coffee and cappuccino fan, by the way.
That's good.
It's good. I'm gonna try it.
Different. Very good.
That's real good. It's perfect. If you liked watching us as a baking team make cappuccino cake, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, and leave us a comment down below. Go back and watch some of our other videos, or all of them. We appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see y'all next time in Nini's Texas Kitchen.